Thank you for tuning in into Niaga AWANI, and right now we're in the topic of property, where owning a high-rise condominium in the Klang Valley is no small feat, and it's a significant investment that comes with its fair share of challenges. And a recent study of 50 strata management bodies in the Klang Valley highlighted some of the most pressing concerns. And as maintenance costs continue to climb, and many homeowners and also investors are left struggling to balance property value retention and at the same time with escalating operational expenses. So what can be done to address these persistent issues and drive long-term solutions? Joining me in the studio this morning is Dato' Nyo Sukiat, the founder and also the managing director of Trinity Group. How are you? Good morning.
Hi, good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
I hope you're well. Perhaps we could start with, we know that, like I mentioned in the introduction earlier, homeowners in Klang Valley's high-rise condos often talk about issues like construction quality and at the same time raising maintenance costs. So from your perspective, Dato', what are the pressing challenges that they face and why do these problems persist for the long time?
I think that based on the common issue that they're facing on the high-rise condominium is that because of share facility, so that they're always facing the issue of the maintenance cost, maintenance issues, and difficult to get people to come in to repair. That is the few things that they always face is that like water leaking, pop tiles, plumbing issues, and some of the minor electrical issues. And the reason is that because of share facility, sometimes they need to get consent from the neighboring lot or neighboring neighbor. So arise inconvenience. But what we're doing now is that at Trinity, we going in with to solve their problem. We extend our we name it as a gold assurance package. That's assure our buyer to have a peace of mind and a longer time of service on the defect liability period. Normally, they have a 24 months of defect liability period, which by under the HDA Act, but we extend it to another 12 months to 36 months. And that one is covered for those who are normal maintenance, like those plumbing issues, water issues. But then for the pop tiles, we are extending to 5 years. So normally it's 24 months. And roof leaking, we are extending to 10 years. So this is something that the soft part, not the total, but part of the main concern of the buyer facing now. And second thing is because of the raising up the construction costs on the repairing. I think generally because I think this month, February, they're going to increase the wages and all these costs will arise. So this is something that's going to be cost our purchaser more. With this, they rest assured, we shoulder up their part of the issue for another 3 years instead of normally it's 2 years on that.
But however, Dato', we also hear a lot about labor and also material shortages when it comes to this industry. And how significant is this issue right now, in your opinion? And what kind of impact is it having on the quality and also delivery of high-rise developments so far?
Wow, this is a very big topic. I think that I remember the last parliament meeting that they mentioned that we already achieved 50% of foreign labor in our country. But our industry, generally we have a survey that we still shortage about 300 workers at the moment for this development and construction industry. And we lacking of skilled worker. This is part of parcel of the government policy that when you have the workers over here for 10 years, you need to send them back. But after 10 years training here, from the non-skilled, they become skilled. But when they become a skilled worker, we got to send them back. So we need to retrain again. Correct. So that will be actually partially main issue to this industry, that we did not have a very tip-top people that really have a skillful, but we need to retrain. So we are always in the guinea pigs training ground for some skilled workers over here. So I think this is some of the policy that government can review it. To those are skilled workers, so keep them. We put a two different category. The skilled workers should retain, and general worker, yes, they should follow the policy because they cannot. We can always easily replace, but the skilled one is difficult. So this is one of the. And the second thing is because of the quality. When have this skilled worker living, so we replace with a new one. We need to retrain, and they're not as skilled as what their seafood have. So this is something of it, and the cost. Every changes of a workers department, they incurred additional cost, and the wages increase. And another issue is that increase of cost is because of chasing after the skilled worker. Because skilled worker left, we try to get as good skilled worker to come in again, but we need to pay high. We need to pinch from here, pinch from there, everywhere. So this is a great inflation in terms of our skilled worker. And what happens in this industry in our country is that you create inflation in the skilled worker, but this skilled worker is actually getting the money back to the country, not living in Malaysia. So this is something that another issue that we need to we can look into that. But generally, I think the cost is raised, and we have lacking of the skilled worker in our country. This is some policy that we need to look into that on the improve our industry. And also, we need to talk to our immigration and the labor department about their policy. So how to synchronize and make it not contradict with each other. So that is actually the whole chain itself is important for the construction, for the economic, and for the labor supply. All this must be linked because now it's a little bit not in order.
But that's on labor shortages. But when it comes to material, for example, we have anticipated, the expectations or outlook of inflation this year, 2025. So how are we going to mitigate this risk?
The material so far, I think we still have quite a stable supply. I think at the moment, generally the whole geopolitics and whole world economic itself is not really forecast a very high risk, high risk on the next 2 to 5 this year. But I think in the temporarily it's quite stable in terms of cost. But it's the skilled workers that we are not sufficient, and maybe we do not know. The new president of America just start their office for 2 days, so I'm not sure what the new policy, because for the first day, he really give a lot of, not say great, they really sign up a lot of new policy.
Tariffs.
Yeah, so we still need to be monitoring and administrate based on react on the new policy coming in, because that is impact to us, because part of our material we are bringing in from China, and also part of our source. With this policy impact us as well. So and part of our material that we part of the thing that we need to do export. So the whole chain in economics will happen. Just for example, the Panama issue. If the Panama issue raised, so then I will not say the big thing, but if the shipment cannot reach our country on time, then they will jeopardize our schedule, our construction schedule. That will happen.
So considering all these challenges that you mentioned, we've seen some developers introduce various initiatives to address these homeowner concerns. So what are some of the key factors that drove the introduction of assurance programs, for example, like you mentioned earlier, and how do they directly tackle the common pain points faced by homeowners? How do they help?
Generally, that we have worked out more into the I would say that over this co-insurance program is more attacked to the convenience of our purchaser, and we raise up our quality that we provide to them. So basically, for example, that we have a 10-point check during the construction. But this 10-point check is not only 10 points, it's that the whole supply chain from the factory, the quality, material, then until the installation and complete quality that we get. So all these checking is important. Just for example, for foundation, we will make sure that the concrete supply itself is basically reached to the level. We have a slump test, all these things. Then steel bar, we also have a test on that, mill test on the steel bar. And when time installation, we will make sure that all in position, in the correct position, and power must be into the set level and in the safe level. Concreting, tiling works, brickworks, and those plastering, painting, all this must be in the specification that we have for our standard SOP, and everyone must follow the particular standard to achieve the level of quality. Malaysia, we have a QLASIC. So normally product itself that we do achieve 80 point and above. But we are try our very best to go into the 85 or 90 point. But this, we need time. So this is what that we are, our internal target. We try to move step to step to improve on that.
Through this program, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And when it comes to property assurance programs, like your gold assurance program, there's often a lot of fine print.
Yeah.
So perhaps in considering as a homeowner or purchaser, what should they really be looking out for to ensure they're making a sound investment?
I think generally the buyer should, before they decide to buy a property, first they need to do a thorough check with the background of the property developer, the reputation. That either the developer really have a very long history and have a good reputation with the customer, and how the customer service department that they create, and project that they develop, either they have a delay or abandon, or they have any bad news. If the developer that develop it all the time, they have a few big names in the country. I think we are one of them also, in a very good track record. So I think we have 20 years, and when we get those awards, our company getting a lot of awards. Just for example, lately we just got it. We got the PFC award, and also we got the MIP award. This is recognized by those professional body that about us, how we achieve after 20 years hard work, then we get this thing. So this is one of the thing that purchasers need to look into that. And another more important is the financial status of the company. The company are really stable, they can complete the job or not. This is one thing. But one thing good is that I think KPKT have did a good job on monitoring to most of the developer. At the moment, I think that this issue been curbed compared to 15 or 20 years ago. Now I think it's very little on this issue. I not say that 100% perfect, but Trinity Group, we are very part of it, and we work together with REDA and with the Ministry of KPKT to support this program as well.
But before we go further, help us understand on your program, on your assurance program, and how is it different from competitors, and as well, how do you make sure that it stays relevant for the long time? What's your strategy?
Okay, basically that I mentioned that the strategy more important is that we need to increase our quality. We need to improve our quality that to deliver to the buyer and hand over it on time, and we need to provide a peace of mind to our buyer. Like I mentioned that we have a 36 months, our gold insurance provide 36 months of defect liability period, which industry period only provide 24 months. And roof, that I say 10 years warranty on that, on the leaking. Industry practice is only 2 years. And also that our pop tiles, this is something that normally is only 5 years, but so only 2 years, but we provide 5 years. So this is something that we provide. Then with this commitment that we provide to our colleague and our site staff and our contractor, they will actually share together how to make this thing good and the assurance, because this is our rise and bowl. So with this, that we believe that this will drive through and provide a best service to our customer.
Perhaps any example that you don't mind sharing of how quality assurance and long-term maintenance planning have been successfully implemented, and what lessons can other developers learn from Trinity, perhaps?
I think that, yeah, to learn from Trinity, I think I'm not dare to say so much, but we are learning from each other. I would say is that maintain a very well quality and a good rapport, and also that purchaser buying the house is basically, we got to understand on this way, I put it this way. A lot of people, it's their lifetime money to spend for the house. It's a very big ticket. Investment and ticket. And I think 99% of the buyer who buy the house is hope for the appreciation.
Correct.
But with today, I dare to say that all the property that we built by Trinity, we all have a very high quality appreciation in terms of a capital gain. That the property that we provide, they buy those just for example, the Z that they bought in year 2012, that time, when the time they bought it 200,000, when they complete, they already go up to about 500,000. This is something that, why? Because the developer, we did not make all the money. We let our buyer to make some money from our property investment as well. So this is one thing that purchasers, so that they can upgrading. When the property price increase, they can form part of the capital, they can upgrading, because everyone need to be upgraded. Why? This upgrading is that we need to upgrade our family. We may have from 1 kid to 2 kids to 3 kids, so we need a bigger space. So this is part of a reward in our life. So then if the children, if the family have this opportunity together, so they can upgrade themselves. In terms of quality, if our property that we can do it last longer, then the quality maintained well, so then they can fetch a better sub-sales price. So this all go back to the buyer, not to a developer, because they will only make one time. But what we plan now, we're sitting, later on the fruits the buyer will harvest. This is what we tend to do.
And of course, throughout this whole conversation, we know that the Klang Valley's high-rise market will continue to evolve, and it's clear that addressing construction quality and long-term maintenance challenges is crucial for homeowners and investors alike. So with the rising costs and unforeseen repairs weighing heavily on property owners, a proactive approach from all stakeholders, developers, regulators and also residents is key to ensuring sustainable and also high-quality living environments. So I would like to say thank you so much to Datuk Neo Su Kiat, the founder, also Managing Director of Trinity Group, for your time and also insight on Niaga AWANI. And you can find this whole discussion on all of our social media platforms, and that includes astroawani.com. Till next time.